The following presentation is a part of the National Heavy Boxing League's 10th season, celebrating 10 years of the premier level of heavy boxing in the Team Fortress 2 community, and a final send-off as the NHBL closes after its 10th season.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Now, Cobalt, I've got some questions to ask you, dear sir, about this tournament. So, Musique won the first tournament of this season, and he sweeped Ice, who isn't in this tournament tonight. He's been subbed out with Crustacean. We'll get to him in a moment. He swept him 6-0 in the grand final. Who can stop him?
I'm not super certain who can stop Musique. I've seen him fight before. He's rather pokey and proddy, as I've noticed. However, I'm not certain who could stop Musique. As Ice, I've watched him as well. Ice is definitely a strong, capable man. A very. Apologies, I brain fart there. Yeah, I'm not certain who can stop Musique. I think maybe Dos Cartes. I've seen him fight as well. He seems to be a strong, capable man as well.
Dos Cartes definitely seems like a capable guy. He is facing off against Gempu, who I don't know if he was in the last tournament. My memory has escaped me, but as far as I know, the final four could be Musique, Dos Cartes, could be any one of Musique, Dos Cartes, Log Trap, possibly Chicken if Musique loses his ground, possibly Metro. Any of these guys could possibly do it. But I feel like, because Ice pointed this out last time, the melee weapon kind of screwed up what he was doing, because we're using stock. So how do you think the faster swing could throw a wrench in plans of people?
Well, the faster swing definitely might affect people, as it's, of course, in this kind of professionalism, you might get used to the slower swing speed and how you can walk in and throw punches, and it's all based on movement, of course, so you know, and you can time with the killing gloves of boxing. You walk in, you take a swing, and by the time the swing timers are set, but maybe if you use the fist instead of the killing gloves of boxing, of course, boxing. Sorry about that. If you use, it may mess up people's tempo essentially, and people who get more aggressive and have mastered the timing between swings might get a bit thrown off because the other person, if knowing the faster swing speed, can abuse that.
Yeah. So, one final question before we move on to the first few rounds or matches. We've got to talk about Fight Night.
Alrighty.
Now, Fight Night has seen some breakout stars. Ice turned up on Fight Nights. Well, actually, he was HFC, but don't tell anyone that. But he turned up on Fight Nights and he won the season, which is bananas because he beat Retro in the final 6-2. But let's not leave out some other names. Raid Baron as well, plucky Frenchman. Sage Will, very determined man who has gotten better over the past few tournaments, as well as Meat Puncher, aka Crew Mask, in the server as well. He's been attending Fight Nights regularly, as well as Chicken, who's also a HFC guy. Do you reckon this change of pace, this bigger sort of circle, do you reckon this will throw off any of the guys, or do you reckon they'll probably thrive in these type of conditions?
Do you mean the larger cast by bigger circle, or do you mean the
Fight Night guys? The Fight
Night guys joining in the NHBL.
Yes,
I think that definitely might get a bit confusing, as I guarantee you everyone has a certain style they fight with, so you may get used to those. Like, example, as we're saying, like Musique versus Dos Cartes. Maybe Musique knows how Dos Cartes fights. Wherever you get these new recruits, you might not know how they fight, and they may be a bit of a wild card. So I think it'll definitely add a bit more sporadicness to the fights, but I'm not certain if it'll throw everyone off, because you don't just get lucky and win fights all the time. Definitely not saying there's not luck involved. There's plenty of luck involved in this game, but yeah, there's definitely, you have to be a bit more capable to get to the top, like someone like Musique or Ice or Dos Cartes is.
Absolutely, Fantabidosi. These few matches are going to be... What? Did you say something, sir?
What? Yes, sorry, what phrase was that there?
Fantabidosi. Quote me on that. Okay. Put it on the shirt. It's going to be Mr. Mo versus Gearhead. Now, these two guys are somewhat new. Gearhead's been from Fight Nights, and I don't particularly know who Mr. Mo is. I'm not quite sure if you know who he is, Cobalt, but I'm not entirely sure either. But as far as I know, Gearhead's on a Fight Night guy. So what do you reckon is going to come out of this match, since we don't really know the background between these two?
Like I mentioned before, the wildcard effect of unknowing anyone really here. So Like you said, we don't know these guys. I personally haven't watched either fight before, so there's always different kinds of fighting types. There's the people who play aggressive, the people who like to poke. There's like, and you might see that from the warm-up rounds, but I'm not super sure. Gearhead, just kind of just beat some heat there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just other than that, I don't know yet. You might be able to tell from the warm-up rounds, but other than that, I can't think of anything else.
So, I mean, there isn't really too much to say because I know what Gearhead's like. He's a Fight Night guy, has been turning up. I think he's won a couple of tournaments in the past, but I have no clue what Mr. Mo is like. So,
I think this will be exciting then, because I don't really know about Mo either. I haven't seen much of Gearhead except for the fact that he beat up Mo right now. So that's really the extent I know. The fact that they're fighting now is the extent I know them to. So, and Gearhead seems to be handily doing the warm ups. So maybe that shows that maybe he's got a bit more talent.
Possibly. Now, I want to talk about one match that is coming on later that can particularly throw something, particularly throw a curveball, because I personally think that either one can win. Raid Baron versus Metro. It's on after this match, which is the second match. So I don't know who's going to win that because I've seen both of them fight each other. Both of them can take it. Who do you reckon? Who do you think is most likely going to take it?
Well, I haven't seen Raid Baron fight actually. Could you give me some examples there? Like,
no, he's ish similar to Metro's fighting. He just hasn't had enough experience, I don't think.
Well, not judging by experiences, we've seen plenty of people get knocked out if they're top of the game and someone just happens to either one beat them out of luck or two beat them out of essentially outplaying them all around. But Metro might win because, of course, more experience never hurts. However, Raid Baron, I'm not sure then. Again, I haven't seen him fight enough to actually know, but if Metro may be able to win, Metro might not. It depends. It's fresh talent never hurt anyone.
Round number 1 of the Skyver Community Clash. Both of them looking quite tentative to go out. Gearhead immediate aggression there. Might be missing a couple of punches. Mr. Mo trying to play a little bit more passively, trying to possibly bait him to these punches. Does decently well on that. Punched out. Ooh, takes him. Pretty good, solid plays there from Mr. Mo, don't you think, Cobalt?
Yeah, like I said, we don't know him, but to me, it looks kind of like he plays, not passively, but like I mentioned, the poking and prodding where he baits him forward and then, backs up for the punch, so when you take the punch, you miss, and he walks in and capitalizes on that slow swing speed. So that's, I'm not sure then.
Round number 2, Mr. Mo up by 1. Both of them taking a little bit more of a passive approach, but Gearhead charging out. Both of them not particularly hitting these punches, but both of the punches hitting down low. And there it is, Gearhead with the more aggression there, picking up some wins despite some phantom punches in the beginning.
Yeah, that was definitely more of almost a rush down, like he didn't let him get any space to back up. Maybe noticing the fact that he was backing up and baiting out punches. Because if you just walk right into them, it defeats the purpose of baiting out the punch, so you can just keep capitalizing on it.
The final round of this round 1 match. Here we go. Gearhead charging forward again. Mr. Mo countering with a admittedly very solidly landed punch. Mr. Mo trying to go for the sort of aggression, but Mr. Mo, misses the last punch. And Gearhead is going to go through to the next round where he faces the winner of Jempu versus Dos Caras. A good performance from Gearhead in terms of aggression, wouldn't you say, Cobalt?
I would definitely say he basically capitalized on the fact that it looked, like I said before, that Mr. Mo was much more of a poke and prod kind of fighter. And assuming, I guess, that's for some... apologies about my tongue there. I assume that Mr. Mo wasn't much of an aggressive fighter, so that when he was forced to be aggressive, of course, when he got rushed, he just couldn't do it much and essentially frenzied, and yeah, Gearhead took the W there.
Took the W.
Yes.
So, Gearhead's moving on, but who will join him on the other side of the bracket? We have Raid Baron versus Metro. Now, both of these two guys are French big boys. Both of them wanting to prove themselves worth here. And the winner goes on to face Sagewell and Locktrap, which is another big, massive fight coming up soon. So let's talk about Metro. Seasoned boxer, knows what he's doing. They're both conquering and kicking. Isn't that lovely? But Metro, he's very experienced. I think he's been around since season 2. Do you reckon experience? I mean, I'm not entirely sure, but do you reckon experience might play a small factor, or at least the experience with KGB with the swing rate of the stock?
Well, I believe it might affect it. However, yeah, experience. I've seen it. Yeah, I've definitely seen a couple of Metro's fights, and he's definitely like almost kind of pro-karate. I noticed, but yeah, he's definitely. I would say he's more experienced than Raider, because again, I haven't seen much of Raider myself. However, I'm not sure if it'll affect it because Metro again. I think he can overcome an adapt to the faster swing speed. Seems to be doing just fine right now.
Yeah, he's pretty good there. Raid Baron picking up the second one. It's 1-1 in terms of warm-up rounds. And speaking of Raid Baron, I've seen him fight a lot. I'm going to talk about him for a sec. So Raid Baron, a Fight Night boy, he's pretty good. I think he's pretty similar. Whenever I see both of them on alone on the European server, they both have equal score pretty much within like 5 of each other. So they're pretty darn equal. And plus, on one of the Fight Night shows, they beat Team England as a team against El Comandante and Retro in the very fun but inevitably ill-fated House Show Fight Nights events. So do you reckon that their chemistry... Actually, this bit... Oh, I've just thought this question on the fly. Good lord, I'm doing well tonight. Do you reckon that this chemistry might tap into their mind a little bit? Do you reckon that it might... Do you reckon that because they play with each other, they might read each other a little bit better?
Well, being a teammate never hurt anyone, if you're speaking in the sense... Oh, well, looks like Baron's died.
Raid Baron's died. Oh, BRB.
Alrighty, yeah.
For stocks. Oh, right.
Gotcha. Alrighty, sorry about that, yeah. So it might definitely help him. If it might help like compensate for Raiders' more perhaps inexperience, as Metro has the talent there and the knowledge and the wisdom, I guess is the term, the wisdom. However, with Raider being a newer fighter, I think that perhaps seeing Metro fight before might help him know how he fights and counteract with that. So the chemistry might actually affect the match.
Round number 1 between the Battle of the Frenchies. Both of them taking quite a tentative approach. Raid Baron. Whoa, that reach though from Metro, bringing the score to equal, and goodness gracious me. A little bit of a flail and a punch there, but Raid Baron with the immediate aggression.
Well, Raid Baron, yeah, definitely was aggressive, but I think Metro tried to abuse that because I'm not. Sorry. Yeah, I keep biting my tongue. I'm not even joking. So the same thing applies for Metro. Metro's probably seen how Raider fights on the same spectrum, so I'm not certain how much that would affect the fight, as I mentioned earlier. But yeah, Metro definitely capitalized on it. On his own. Kids don't get 6 hours of sleep. Definitely capitalized.
It's half of midnight. It's very fun. Round number 2. Both of them playing quite passively, staying within their lines. Raid Baron stepping over that line, trying to see if he can bait a first, and he has the first punch, but will he be able to land it? Oh, he misses the last 2. Oh, that actually sucked, because you saw that as well.
Yeah, that
Cobo as well. He put the first punch in, and Raid Baron, did he call a dispute? Is it in time? Actually, I think there's rules say that if you call a dispute, you can until the next round begins. So I think there is a dispute with Raid Baron. So what's Raid Baron disputing? He's doing a hit registration one, all too common.
After reviewing the dispute by Raid Baron, we have concluded that the lag present and hit reg problems are enough to warrant a redo of the round. The second round will be redone. Points stand after the first round.
Alright, so we're going to restart round 2 here. Both of them pretty tentative to go forwards. Raid Baron initiating. Metro trying to keep up the good pace. Really long reach from Metro. And he takes it 2-0. What do you think of that, Corbo?
Well, I definitely think that Metro might just take this a 3-0, to be fair. So, to be, sorry, on a side note, earlier, I was going to actually mention this. However, yes, I was noticing latency issues, and even a bit in this fight, it was definitely a bit like, almost janky. So I think that might have helped Metro, because I think Metro's got a higher ping. So I'm not super.
I'm scanning tab.
Yes, I'm scanning tab as well. I looked at it
There
earlier.
it is. Yeah,
Yes.
164 ping for Metro compared to 125.
Metro lives in South Africa or something. It's 40 ping difference could definitely make the difference. So I'm not super certain.
All right, so that concludes that match. 2-0 for Metro. We have got Mellow Yellow in for instead of Crustacean, instead of Ice, which is a first, I think. I think a level 2 substitution hasn't. I don't think I've seen that much. But let's talk about Dell for a second, Cobalt. So Dell won the first female fight, and then she went up against Ice and got battered. But you know, Ice was the winner of Season 8, pretty darn good boxer, so not really much of a big deal technically. But with this new path that no ice is in sight, do you reckon Dell could probably do a little bit better?
Apologies there. So can you repeat that for me?
Do you reckon Dell... Do not worry about it, my friend. Do you reckon that Dell, because of the ease of bracket, can do better this time?
So it was the Dell versus Musique there, right?
Dell versus Mellow Yellow right now.
Mellow Yellow, that's what I was saying. No, I was thinking of the fight before. No, so apologies. I'm getting Crustacean confused with Dell. So yeah, Dell subbed and Dell, I'm not certain actually. I haven't. Again, Dell's another case of where I haven't seen her fight, so I'm not super certain.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's more of a wild card for me. I've seen people like Metro Ice, Locktrap, etc. However, yeah, Dell is definitely an odd one, and I wouldn't be able to say. However, I haven't seen Mellow fight as well, so this is a thing of I don't know who might win.
However, this is a completely new thing for you, is it?
This is a new one for me. I haven't seen either of these people fight, so it's definitely up in the air, and I'm definitely probably going to rely a lot more on either the fights themselves or the warm-up rounds.
Round number 1 between Dell and double-level substitution Mellow Yellow. Yellow initiating the first bit of aggression there, but Dell choosing to play it quite calm. Dell hitting these punches rather consistently indeed, but Mellow hitting them back. Whoa! Fantastic bit of display there from these bait punches. Just, oh.
That was rather good to watch, I'm not going to lie. That was rather impressive. Those kind of bait punches I've seen, normally they go for you taking the punch and normally get struck back, because it looked like a couple of times he should have got hit, but he didn't. But again, that just maybe... But that's besides the point. Yeah, that was definitely... Ooh, that was a good strafe to the right there. Ooh.
That was a tasty. So... Fantastic indeed. So round number 2, Mellow Yellow is up 1. What's Dell going to do here to retain her position? Mellow hitting these punches really consistently. Oh my word! What are these? What? Good gracious me. Dell being swept 2-0 by Mellow. Mellow moving on to the next round. But goodness gracious me.
I'm not going to lie. Mellow has definitely swooned my heart with these fights. That's definitely some impressive stuff.
I haven't really seen him lately on Fight Night, so he probably he probably drank like 5 gallons of Gatorade and just completely is now on a sugar high, because Jesus, that was ridiculous.
I was going to say, I think you've confused Gatorade with steroids, but whatever. I guess we the fight. We do drug checks, right?
I think we do. I'm not in... Well, I imagine we do.
There's no harm in it, whatever.
So, moving on to the 4th match, it's going to be Meat Puncher versus Jitterfist James. Meat Puncher, otherwise known as Crew Mask. I think he partook in the tournament before this one, and I don't think he went very far. But Jitterfist James is a complete new person to me. I don't know who he is. I don't know where he came from. Probably my basement. But I don't know who he is. So, surprise me, James. Very much surprise me. And I assume because you don't follow the Fight Night scene, Cobalt, you probably don't know about Crew Mask too much either. So there really isn't too much to say about this match because, well, the only person I know about is Crew Mask.
So. The only thing I can really judge is how shiny someone's hat is without knowing them, and there's definitely a bit of a bias here with a very nice unusual effect over that man's head. So my bias is definitely for the man. But dude, when in doubt, you just look at a hat. That's
when in doubt, shiny hat.
Exactly.
So as these guys get their warm-up rounds started and underway, let's talk about a different match, because there's not much really to say about these matches. So let's talk about Musique and Chicken.
I'm excited for this.
I'm excited for this match.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Doskar definitely has more time under his belt, and I feel like Genpu may Winnie the Pooh, I think you've called him.
Winnie the Pooh.
From now on, we're referring to him as Winnie the Pooh, and that
Winnie
is
the Pooh.
Yes, Winnie the Pooh.
Official now.
It is official. Winnie the Pooh might worry a bit because of his lack of experience. However, a lack of experience never, lost fights. It was always being outplayed. Just experience helps you outplay, essentially.
Yeah. I think we're on round number 3 of our warm-ups, I think.
I believe. Well, it depends. I don't think they counted the baiting one where he's standing still.
Oh, well. Doskaris does that anyway. I think the 3 warm-up rounds are done and dusted with now. So, round number 1 between Doskaris and Genpu, both of them being quite tentative to make an aggression. However, Winnie the Pooh, rather, sorry, I almost got his name confused there. Getting the immediate aggression out, but Doskaris hitting these punches better, and there's the Pootis Pow. We always have to rely on him for the Pootis Pow movement. One of the hottest movements thus far of Season 8. So, do you reckon that Genpu's slight aggression cost him there?
I think it was a bit of overzealousness, where he... Of course, yeah.
Definitely. Now, looking at the bracket, Metro is facing the winner of Sagewell and Locktrap. I'm going to predict to this side of the bracket, even though Sagewell is a really plucky guy, Locktrap is insanely good right now, and he's really on form. So, prove me wrong, Sagewell, but I'm predicting Locktrap to go through. And prove me wrong, Metro, but I'm thinking Locktrap to go through again to face the winner of... Meat Puncher versus the winner of this match. Which one do you reckon is going to meet Locktrap or Metro?
I'm hoping personally that Chicken gets time to shine. I'm always a fan of underdog stories. If you ever watch Dodgeball, great movie. Rocky, always great movie. But again, like I said before, this isn't exactly a cinema film, so I'm kind of voting that Musique's going to meet Metro. And I'm not gonna lie, that'd be a nice fight to see. However, I definitely feel like Chicken could bring this home.
Oh boy, round number 1, Chicken versus Musique. Both of them pretty hesitant to start off, but Musique with the immediate aggression out of the window. Who's gonna take it? Oh, Chicken backed out a little bit there. He probably missed a punch or two. He can dispute if he wants, but I'm not entirely sure. It looks like all the punches landed there, so nevertheless.
May I just ask a quick question to Spogo?
Hi.
Spogo, may I ask, where in the rules of the NHBL are you not allowed to...
It's under, it's in section 7, paragraph 3. It's in really, really, really small characters.
I see, yeah, it's the fine print underneath.
Yeah.
The devil's dealing, it's you owe your soul and you're not allowed to...
Yeah, basically you get perma-banned for 4 seasons if you do.
Oh, good. Well, looks like I'll be out of here. See you guys later.
Uh-oh. Alright, so round number 2 here. Musique getting out their first immediate aggression onto Chicken. But Chicken trying to counter it. Oh, dearie. Musique's aggression way too much for the Irish Warrior. And Musique brings it home. I mean, it could be ping. It could be the fact that he has a little bit of ring rust. GG, Chicken. I hope to see you in the next tournament, my Irish boy. So with Musique going through, it's going to be Kumas versus Musique. So
I'm not going to say that I wasn't. I'm not for Kumas versus Musique. I'm not super sure about that fight. If we're to mention on this fight we just watched, I'm not surprised. To be fair, that Musique won. Just throwing that out there. However, I'm not sure. I haven't seen much of them fight. if again, Musique has definitely got some talent to him, but again, I'm not super sure on who might win the next round.
We're going to have our 8th match 7th, and our 7th match 8th. So we're going to have Sagewell versus Locktrap. The winner will face off against Metro. So, Sagewell and Locktrap to the ring. So what can I say about Sagewell? He's definitely been a very good guy. He's got a lot of practice down. He's been attending fight nights regularly, and he's very optimistic and very passionate about the NHBL. He's been in a tournament before, but he's going up against possibly one of the greatest rookie sensations of Season 6/7, which is Locktrap. So, Sagewell is a fight night guy, though, and he's probably had a lot more recent practice due to fight nights than Locktrap might have had. So what do you think of Locktrap as a player, then?
Again, Locktrap, I definitely, I'm not my favorite, mind you, but I definitely think he's definitely in the tier similar to Dos Caras and Musique. Like I said, I think he might lose to Musique, but that's just more of my personal opinion. And yes, fight me on that, Ridge. I'm
going to fight you all day long for that.
You see, my character I'm playing is the heavy, and yours is the
I am the soldier. I might lose. So
yes. Anyway, yeah, I think that Locktrap definitely has a good chance to win this fight, but I wouldn't fold all my cards quite yet. I still think that Locktrap might not be able to pull this one out.
So, talking about Sagewell, he's definitely a plucky person. Definitely a plucky person. He tries his best. Very good guy. I'm going to give him all the merits at school if I was his teacher, because he's cool and awesome. So, with Sagewell's partial experience, I think he did one Season 7 tournament last year, before Season 8. Do you reckon that Sagewell's optimism might pluck up his spirits?
I think, yeah. To be fair, it sounds really stupid, but it's more of a psychological game when you come to fighting with heavy boxers. As there's definitely skill involved, but you can only get so far with juking and dodging. There comes a point where if you just give up, you're of course going to rush blindly and not use strategy. So I think with a higher spirit, he might try to calmly think about the strategy and how he might try to take down Locktrap and perhaps analyze how Locktrap fights. But yeah, I definitely think his optimism will be a key component in his fighting system, or his fighting style. And that Scout is having a stroke on. I think he really wants us to stop commentating.
So round numero uno, Locktrap taking the dominant early game here with Sagewell backing up against the ropes. Sagewell waiting for Locktrap to initiate the aggression. Both of them are equal in punches thus far. If Sagewell could time it right, or if Locktrap could time it right, either of them can probably take it. They're probably on one hit each. Oh, that sucks to see. Ragewell, otherwise known as Sagewell, reaches out. No one's home, and Locktrap takes home the first round.
That was definitely, yeah, that was not going to, like I said before, Locktrap definitely has a good chance of taking this home. So I'm hoping that Sagewell's going to pull it together and get the next round. Again, to the referee, I'm fairly certain that you yourself mentioned the 4-month permaban. The 4-season permaban of. So,
hey, I'm not fighting.
No, it doesn't matter. That's part of the rules. So you go. You get a 4-month permaban or 4-season permaban. So I think we might have to get Fedora. Fedora in here.
Hey, you know what this is?
What?
This is the Spogos Bank.
Oh God! Oh no!
You trust me, it hurts. You don't want to do that. So, round number 2 with Locktrap leading the way and immediate aggression coming out from Locktrap, doing up the strategy, but Sagewell getting these punches in very consistently, and Sagewell ties it up 1-1. Are we going to see an upset early?
I was going to say, I'm definitely excited now. I'm really hoping that Sagewell proves you wrong, because then he gets to fight Metro.
Boys.
Prove me wrong, Matt. Seriously, prove me wrong. It would be amazing to see.
I will fly it. Where do you live, Rich?
I live in the UK, not London.
Not London? Okay.
If any Americans say I live in London, I'm going to fly. I'm going to default dance my way over across the Atlantic and destroy the entirety of Washington, D.C.
Not to fear. I know one other city aside from London, and that is Bristol. So don't worry. And I've heard Bristol is a lovely place.
It's okay.
It's in Liverpool.
Yeah. He's from England. That's all I really know.
Oh my goodness, it is 1-1. Can Sagewell pull this out the bag? Both of them pretty darn tentative, but Sagewell sticking to the ropes of his Locktrap dancing around the center of the ring. Both of them hitting consistent punches here. Sagewell might have missed that punch, but Locktrap definitely keeping his ground. Sagewell on the rocks. Could this potentially be game over for him?
Oh!
It is. Oof, dear oh dear, those baits. Definitely those debates experience, but gosh darn it, Sagewell. Way to make my heart race. 1-2. I would have thought it would be close. It was definitely close, but Locktrap with that consistent strategy over Sage.
It definitely seemed to be good with his jukes. Yeah, that was really what won him that fight. Otherwise, I'm not sure how well that would have gone. Probably would have landed a lot more punches had he not been the fastest boy in the West.
Round number 1 of the warm-ups rounds. So, Spartan and Randoom. Spartan definitely one of the more experienced boxers here, but Randoom is nothing to shake a stick at either. But do you reckon, as with the last match, do you reckon that this could potentially lead to something?
Spartan is definitely a stronger fighter. Randoom, he wasn't too bad actually. I'm not gonna lie. Against Spartan, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely have a bias for Spartan, so I feel like Spartan might take this home deep in my heart. But Randoom could definitely pull a 1-1 and then possibly take it home in the final round.
Potentially. I mean, we almost saw an upset with Sagewell versus Locktrap earlier on in the night, so it could potentially happen again. So, in my opinion, at least, Spartan is definitely a really, really capable fighter. I don't know if he ever made it through to I think he made it through to the semifinals of last year's tournament, I think, if I scrape the bottom of my memory banks. But Spartan has been definitely consistently ranked as one of the best, if not the best, American heavy boxer. Sorry, Ice. Sorry, Ice. But he's definitely been really consistent, and with his new rig setup, because he pulled out the finals because he had to get his new rig setup. With this new setup, he's probably going to be a big sweaty boy. So, Ice, you better watch your back, my dude. You better watch your back. So, round number 1. Let's hope Spartan doesn't go AFK on us. Spartan with the immediate aggression coming out the gate. Randoom trying to play it safe and passive. Both of them going down to the wire, and Spartan takes the swings. The gates are all indeed 1-0. It tends to be the case with some of these fights, Cobalt, that it tends to go down to RNG, i.e., if you punch first, then you have almost a guaranteed chance of winning if you keep that, if your punch is consistent. But there is a way to dodge that, but when you're forced against the corner like that, it's hard, isn't it? Very hard.
Yeah, you don't have much space to dodge or do. I feel like, that definitely was a good strategy to push him into the corner, and I think backing into the corner was possibly one of the worst I'm not saying it was a bad idea, but I'm saying it was a bad idea. So,
bad idea.
I definitely spot and took advantage of him backing into the corner. Someone just left. All right, let's do this.
All right, so this is potentially the last round of the wild cards. And Randoom taking an immediate aggressive stance, and we're going down to a tiebreaker, ladies and gentlemen, between Randoom and Spartan. Definitely something which I didn't particularly expect, but there you are, with the Randoom with the immediate aggression.
You see, I'm actually an omnipotent god, and I knew the fact that Randoom was going to push, and Randoom's now going to win this, you see. Using
are we psychic knowledge from Cobalt?
No, it's just my knowledge of watching Rick and Morty. So I think Randoom will definitely pull this one out.
When will the joke die? When will the joke die?
It will never die.
It will never die. It's tied 1-1. Can Randoom get an upset here? Both of them pretty consistent punches. Randoom needs to get out of this, and goodness me.
By the way, I lied. I'm not an omniscient god.
Goodness me.
Oh my.
The Gator roll. It's happening. Are we going to see the Gator roll, Cobalt? I'm scared right now. I'm very scared. Our first match is going to be between Doz Kares and Gearhead, who won against Gempu and Mr. Mo, respectively. So, as the warm-ups begin, one thing that does change is the match length, which is now, instead of 2 out of 3, it's 3 out of 5. Do you reckon that because of this, well, it's only a potentially 1 or 2 round difference, But do you reckon that the slightly longer match might play to nerves a little bit?
I think it will definitely add to the tension of the match. But in the end of the day, whoever's better will win. Hopefully, at least I hope who's better wins. There's definitely been a couple of times where you luck into it, but yeah, I definitely think it'll add tension, similar to almost. I want to say yeah.
So Gearhead is definitely a grizzled Fight Night veteran, but in terms of play styles between the two, Fight Night players tend to be a little bit more casual between bouts, whereas heavy boxers tend to big time league boxers tend to be pretty well set in terms of their play styles. But I feel like Dos Caras' play style is very, very unique, and do you reckon that Gearhead might struggle to cope with that?
Being like I said, Gearhead is not like incapable at all. Like I said before, similar to Spodden, he's got like a good amount of talent under his belt. But I feel like if you can react to Dos Caras' off playstyle with his baiting and whatnot, however, I feel like Gearhead should be able to pull this out, as it's not too difficult to react and overcome. It's just because it's apologies, and on top of that, the extra rounds will help him get used to that weird playstyle.
Definitely. We see Gearhead sweep Dos Caras, not Raid Baron, Dos Caras 3-0. But of course, Dos Caras is a big, sweaty memester, just like Spossen is. And so we just have to accept the fact that when he stands in his corner, there's some weird glue that sticks him to the corner. But nevertheless, the glue's got to come off now, Dos. This is the big time leagues now. Okie dokie, round number 1 of the wildcard. No, not wildcard, divisionals. Goodness me. Gearhead immediately out with the aggression. Dos Caras, much healthier boy, and good lord. Dos Caras never fails to amuse me. Both of his Brutus power movement style, and also the fact that that was just pretty darn good. Pretty good baits there, wouldn't you say, Cobalt?
I would definitely say that was some pretty good bait, I'm not going to lie. Those cars definitely pulled that one in pretty easily.
Round number 2 between Gearhead and Dos. Whoa, Gearhead's immediate aggression. Didn't even have time to speak. Gearhead's immediate aggression there, but Dos Caras is countering these... Whoa. Whoa, spicy Brutus power there. But goodness me, that is rather interesting, because Gearhead just didn't punch for that last bit. Which is weird. Wouldn't you think, Cobalt?
I definitely, I don't know why. Maybe he had a bit of a ping issue. Then again, that would, yeah.
I mean, he has 23, which is pretty good ping. All right, so the potentially final round, Gearhead with the immediate aggression again, but he just keeps on getting counterpunched by Dos Caras. But he's actually driving him pretty close, but it doesn't matter. Dos Caras wins the duel 3-0, disposing of Gearhead, disposing of Genpu. Where's he going to go next? He's on through to the super semi-finals. Is there anything that can stop him?
I'm not certain, actually. Perhaps those hairy legs bring luck, but I'm fairly certain that he might be able to... I'm not certain if he'll roll his way to the semifinals, but he definitely might get to the top there. I'm not going to lie. He might make it to the finals. That was definitely really impressive, the way he just, absolutely rolled the last 2 people.
Definitely. So now we've got Musique versus Mr. Meat Puncher, a.k.a. Karoo Mask. So, as Moonfire points out, he's definitely lagging a little bit. Karoo Mask is a European guy, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So his ping could be a bit of a... Oh, he's not European. He's American. Oh. He has I reckon he's probably connected from a different part of America, probably. But he has more ping than Musique does. Not by too much, but he does have more ping. So, do you reckon that this could be... Musique was on the correct team, but it's fine. So, yeah, do you reckon that this ping could be a decisive factor here?
Ping has affected matches before, whether it be good or bad. But I feel like sometimes it's also the downfall, as, of course, latency will lead you to getting of course, getting hit when you feel like you wouldn't have, and throwing punches and perhaps like missing the shots because, of course, your latency is really bad and really affects hit rate. Anyway, unlike hit scan, it's definitely might affect this. If it were hit scan, I feel like it would probably affect it a lot more. But the fact that it's short range hit scan, it definitely would hurt this a lot much.
Definitely. As a person who does a lot of market gardening, hit reg is the bane of everyone's existence, and it should be abolished forever and ever. But in regards to heavy boxing, you can have pretty high ping and still compete fairly well. It just knocks you off a little bit because of the fact that the input delay is a little bit stronger. So let's talk level of nerves coming into this, because Musique won the warm-ups 3-0. He won the last tournament, and he just destroyed Chicken, an experienced boxer, 2-0. Definitely got a mountain to climb.
Yeah, I feel like Musique is definitely probably going to bring it through. Like I said earlier, and I'll fight you on this, Ridge. I actually will. We'll meet up and we can box this out in real life, record that,
Yes.
make that an NHBL match. I feel like Musique is going to make it to almost the finals, I want to say. Perhaps he might be able to win this against Locktrap. Locktrap looking him, he rolled the other guy pretty hard, and I feel like Locktrap's definitely going to be a tough opponent, but I think Musique will probably win against Crewmask. No offense to Crewmask, but
Proven wrong.
Again, the shinier of the hat. The shinier of the hat.
There you go. A little bit jumpy bell there, but nevertheless, a redo of round one. Musique with the aggression again. Crewmask getting peppered up a little bit. Misses a punch, but it doesn't matter because he's up on the health already. Musique taking that first round. It was pretty tight. Both of them did have 45. Well, both of them did have 45 left, but Musique took it home. But that was pretty close, wouldn't you say, Cobalt?
That was definitely better. It was a better fight than the last round, but that was definitely a closer fight. I feel like Musique almost lost that round. It was definitely a close one. However, I think Crewmask might surprise us. That was definitely a good fight. Oh, hang on. Musique's admitting.
Here we go. Both of them are Radi. Round number 2. Musique putting his punches in pretty consistently, but he's lagging again. Oof.
That was...
Oh, that was
an interesting lag.
You were looking in an entirely different direction.
Musique, close all background tabs. Go.
Please.
Ultra Instinct. It wasn't quite as like as that other round, though.
Oh, that was nowhere near as bad as the other one. Musique, close Twitch.
Fighting.
I was gonna say close Twitch, Musique.
He's probably got 10 screens. He's watching everything.
He's an elite gamer. He's got 6 monitors all playing the stream on the same screen.
Yeah, but aside from that weird glitchiness at the end there, Musique just with the constant aggression from the start, which catches Crewmask off guard every single time for some reason.
I feel like Crewmask in the end there was pretty close, and he got a punch into Musique, and then Musique was looking at, and then he like flicked around and then punched Crewmask and got him, and Spogo was really, really, really to stop. But I'm going to continue because Spogo's dancing, and I like that. So as I was saying, Musique almost did like a full 180 and punched him in the chest, and I feel like that might have been a bit fishy and due to pink, but yeah, that was definitely an interesting move. But...
Round number 3. Musique a little bit tentative this time at the start, but Crewmask trying to get that first punch in, and he does so, but it isn't going to matter. Good lord.
It appears as if Crewmask was not ready.
He wasn't ready for that. I lie. I lie all the day and times and but there you are, 3-0 for Musique, Cobalt.
Perhaps this was all his plan. Perhaps the lag is part of his plan.
We are here with Spotton and Mellow Yellow today in the third match of the divisionals. As we begin our warm-ups, Spotton and Mellow Yellow, what can I say? So, Spotton is definitely one of those fighters. He's probably the best worst meme lord that we have in our community, but he's pretty darn consistent. But he's not really faced Mellow Yellow before, and I propose this. Do you reckon that because of the fact that he hasn't faced him before, do you reckon that it might be one of those cases where a team faces another team and then gets a lot beaten up despite the fact that they are better because of inexperience against them?
I feel like yellow doesn't have too many weird strategies, other than just go in and fist the guy. That's always a strategy, of course. However, I feel like Spodden and his more experience almost will help him take this match. I feel like experience will definitely trump. I guess a lack of knowledge, as again I said, I don't. Melo's not too weird of a fighter. It's not like Duskars where he just sits in a corner.
Duskars just sits in the corner. He's poised and ready for the next round, which is happening tomorrow, by the way, Doz. So there you are. But Spotten's Gator roll claimed many lives, and no one seems to have countered it yet. We're not supposed to do this technically, but Cobalt, any tips at all you can give to anyone who might be on the receiving end of a Gator roll? If any, because it seems to be really powerful.
Well, you see, Spodden has just so as a fellow meme lord, he has given me the rule of re. So how it functions is when you re at someone, you must obey the last order given. So given the fact that he's read at me, I'm not allowed to assist in any way whatsoever. However, my best strategy is to not get caught in it and just to try to back out of it. Re.
There you re.
Re. Actual meme lord rules. It's like
go.
parlay for pirates, I guess.
So, round number 1 between Spartan and Mellow, both of them taking quite a passive approach, and Spartan initiating his big boy punchy spree, good lord. Not quite a Gator roll, a little bit of a passive roll. Not quite sure how that works.
I feel like that's definitely, I think he might, because I mentioned, not letting yourself stick into his role. Maybe he's playing a bit less aggressively to try to counter that. But yeah.
Alright, so round number 2. Spartan immediately initiating the aggression, but he does miss one punch onto Mellow. Can Mellow capitalize? He does capitalize! It's 1-all. Goodness me, Spartan made that easy mistake of missing that punch, Cobalt.
Yeah, Mellow. I feel like Spartan is just better with going straight aggressiveness as opposed to just trying to bait out punches a bit as he was doing there. I feel like if Spawn were just to blindly charge into him and just try to beat the shit out of him, that would work a lot better.
Round number 3 tied at 1 apiece. Both of them quite passive, but one of them's going to initiate aggression any moment now. Mellow tries to punch at the air. The air isn't a person, but Spartan gets the roll going. But oh, did we see? Have we just seen the first counter? Because I don't know. He might have missed. I think I saw a miss, but
that seemed to be more like a miss than a dodge. Yeah.
I reckon it was. I think it was a miss as well. But goodness me, Mellow Yellow is leading.
Come on, Mellow. I believe in you.
I believe him. He's trying out a new DPI. Ooh.
Do you have a new gamer chair as well? Is that why you're?
Does he have a Razer? Does he have a Razer headphones? Does he have 4K, 4K monitors?
Dude, it's a gaming chair that really makes all the difference.
Cease.
So, Mellow is leading a 2-1. Can he potentially pull this off? He does miss the first one onto Spot, and the Spot's going to punish. Punishment. 2-2. 2-2. Cobalt.
Alrighty, so yep, I think that was definitely good play by Spartan. I'm not gonna lie, Spartan, I'm hoping you're gonna take this. My favorite meme lord there. So as Ridge, I'm not sure if Ridge just died. I may have just killed Ridge. I'm pretty sure your charge for manslaughter is in 2 years around that area.
I am angry.
Okay, I've resurrected Ridge from the dead. Again, I'm an omnipotent god.
It is currently 2 for 2. I am alive. Yes. Can Mellow pull off possibly the biggest upset ever? Both of them very tentative on getting going here. Spartan initiates. A couple of missed punches in. Oh, Mellow. Doesn't
Memes win the day.
Memes win the gay, did you just say?
What? No. First off, how do you win gay? Second off, I said day.
There you go. Memes win the day. Spartan pulls off a really good win. But Yellow, massive shock, brings it up 3-2. Good lord. Mellow, we need you back here, boy. Goodness gracious me. But there you are. Dos Caras versus Spartan is going to be our first decided Super Semi match. So, moving on to our final match of the day. two names which don't really cross paths that often. Metro and Locktrap, France versus America. Now, Cobalt, we don't really see these two fighting too often, so it could be a bit of an interesting thing. But Spogo's going into this as the established legend from Season 2, and Locktrap joined at the tail end of Season 6 and won Rookie. I think he won Rookie of the Year in Season 7. My fact checker has to correct me on this. But did I call
you did
Metro
call Metro
Spogo?
I was like, Spogo, what are you talking
Well,
about?
Spogo's a veteran as well, so I'm technically not wrong.
Yeah, but
but
I
Metro,
feel like
there you go. But Metro has not yet reached stardom in a tournament. I don't think. I don't think he's won a single tournament yet. I think another fact check would have to be brought in there. But do you reckon this is? If that's true, do you reckon this is Metro's time to shine?
Well, are you familiar with the team, the Vancouver Canucks?
Very vaguely, yes.
Basically, to give you an idea, they have never won the Stanley Cup in Canada, and they for the longest time have been considered a very good team. Of course, they now suck, sadly. However, I feel like similar to this, Metro may have never won, but that doesn't mean by any means he's a bad fighter. So, feel like Metro, don't even give me that sad face. I love you. I feel like Metro could definitely bring this home. Locktrap's a good fighter. I feel like he's got that fresh blood, rookie's luck. However, rookie's luck runs out eventually. So, I'm for Metro on this one.
So, round number 1 of the day. Metro starting out with the first punch does get a bit of a weird swing. He's swinging wildly in the air, but Locktrap takes it home with 40 health to spare. I am a rhyming god. So it's Cobalt, what do you make of that?
Well, Mr. Seuss, I'm not going to lie. Locktrap definitely pulled that one home. I'm kind of sad. I feel Metro could have won that, but he let the 2 punches go out because he had, I want to say, a 2-punch advantage. Would have knocked him out clean had he landed the other 2 punches. So Metro definitely had the skill to get that done and outplay Locktrap, but Locktrap was the one hitting his shots more. So
1-0 to the Rookie of the Year, and oh my goodness me, immediate aggression coming up from Locktrap, getting the swing advantage, and good lord, it's 2-0 already, despite Metro's dominance in the warm-up rounds. I mean, goodness gracious me, it could be ping, it could be whatever, but I've just realized something. Is Locktrap copywriting and stealing the Gator roll right now? Is that what just happened, Kobo?
Spottin, can you hit us up with a please?
Okay, what kind of re are you asking for, sir?
I want to say not a high pitch re, not a loud re,
I'll do you
an average re, like a medium range re, but an average.
No. I got you.
Not ear piercing.
Listen.
Okay.
I'll give you an ascended re.
Okay, we're waiting.
Re.
Excellent.
There you are. Moonfall.
That is my reaction. So you can continue.
I'm still recoiling from that re.
Also, one quick thing. Okay, Locktrap. Look at me over here. No, look to your left. Over here, standing on the bars.
Very well.
Don't you dare even try to steal my techniques.
Oh, has this become pro wrestling? Are we going to have some banter between the rings now?
Potentially. Please note that the NHBL does not script any of his matches. Thank you. It is match point between these two fighters. Locktrap immediately doing a... Jesus Christ. Cobalt, I'm having a heart attack.
I'm a bit scared that France destroyed America this time. So, well, Ridge Pass. Yeah.
There you go. Locktrap taking out Metro like he was nothing. 3-0. Locktrap versus Musique is going to be our second semi-final.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are about to have the first round against Locktrap and Musique. Two very, very good fighters getting ready to duke it out in the ring. So, we have some practice rounds going on here. You know, the fighters got to warm up, get ready, and Boxus, I got to ask you something. You know, how can Spottin get out of this rut here tonight? You know, what does he need to do in order to win it all?
Well, you know, first off, I would recommend watching this fight because this is Musique against Locktrap, and Musique, he is I would say the example of what you need to do to get your career started going hot. You know, Spaten, you know, he started out very hot. He was the best boxer in 2016, 2017, but he's had a bit of a rough patch recently. You know, he lost to Aesthetic Bagel during the second ever Fight Night house show. Then he had a pretty meh appearance in the Backyard Brawl. So now he's waiting. So now he needs to get back onto the swing of things. And as he do that, he needs to settle himself down. This is a guy who likes to joke around, very lackadaisical in the ring, very Joker-like, not Joker, but like, you know, jokester, you know, not Joker, that's kind of crazy, like Joker-like persona. And, you know, he needs to focus a bit more, I think. You know, I think he spends too much time goofing off, laughing around, and he can't do that in this professional scene. So hopefully he can, you know, look down, keep his head on straight, and keep going from there. But yeah, if he wants to do anything like that, he wants to focus on what Musique does here tonight, and Locktrap by extension. These are two guys with very leveled heads, very cool, collected mindsets, both of them. You know, it's going to be a very interesting fight. This one will be. And I think we're about ready to get underway here.
Alrighty, here we go. Both fighters approaching the ring. Locktrap staying in his own half. Oh, exchanging punches. Who is it going to be? Musique takes the loss and Locktrap wins. That was a very close round as both fighters were within one punch before Locktrap hit the final swing.
Yeah, this is something that's come to be expected. Locktrap and Musique are very brawly, very in-your-face type fighters. They don't like to waste any time. They like to get right to the business and get the punching. And in that exchange, Locktrap just got the earlier advantage, and he got the win.
All right, round two has begun. Both fighters once again approaching the ring. Locktrap staying a little bit back. Musique coming in closer. Both are inching together. Okay, we are exchanging punches now. Who is it gonna be? And it is Musique. Once again, both fighters were within one punch of each other, so this is going to be a very close match.
Yeah, now the roles have been reversed. It's Musique who got the earlier advantage, and now he takes home the victory. As I said, very in-your-face type fighters. They don't like to waste any time. So these are going to be some very quick rounds we're going to see here. Not a lot of beating around the bush. They're just going to get in there and hopefully try to outlast the other by the time their health runs out.
Alrighty, both fighters once again approaching close, trying to get one or the other to jump at each other, waiting for that first punch to be exchanged. Both of them not going as quickly. Okay, here we go, here we go. Who is it going to be? Both have exchanged 2 punches, 3 punches, and it is Musique with 2 in a row.
Now, that was a very different round than what we were expected. I've been boasting about this brawler-type mentality all day long, and now Locktrap trying to pick his moment, trying to find the right time to strike. Now, that time, he didn't pick the right moment. A bit of a change of strategy, and I don't know if he's adapting to it very well.
Here we go. Musique pushing out very...
Wait, stop.
We have a false start. Sorry, Locktrap. That's a false start on you. That's a warning.
Alrighty, Musique pushing up very, very far into Locktrap's territory. Both are exchanging punches, and it is gonna be Musique with a clean win. He took no damage that round whatsoever.
That was insane. I've never seen anything like that before, especially, you know, I've seen that in the earlier rounds, but nothing of that magnitude, you know, in this stage of the battle, the super semis. That was crazy. I've never seen a flawless victory this late in the tournament. Wow.
Okay, Locktrap has to win this one, so he's going out a little bit aggressive. It is gonna be a close one, and Locktrap takes it away. That was a must-win for him.
Yeah, every match from here on forward is a must-win for Locktrap, and that's a good way to start. We're very, very quick to get into his face. I don't even think Musique was expecting that, so it's a nice change of pace for Locktrap here. He needs to keep that up if he wants to come back.
All right, here we go. Both fighters are trying to get each other to swing, but there we go. It looks like it is going to be Locktrap again, 2 in a row. He has really brought it back after that 2-0 down.
He has brought it back. He has tied the score. Oh my. I thought, as we talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, Musique has looked all but unstoppable so far. And if Lock Trap, he's the plucky underdog. He's the Cinderella story. Midnight seems to have not struck yet, but we'll have to see. This is the final round.
Sound the bell, you may begin.
It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Who will win? Who will move on? Both fighters being very, very cautious. Now they are exchanging blows right in the middle of the park. Who will it be?
Oh! Oh my!
That's a dispute from Locktrap.
Locktrap has disputed the hit registration on the last punch.
Dispute revoked. The round is fine.
All right, so that is the end of the match. That will be 4-3 in favor of Musique. Wow.
Musique, come here, my boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. So, Musique, a little bit of a weird victory there for you because Locktrap undoubtedly probably pretty pissed about that result for that. But otherwise, when Locktrap was gaining on you, how did you feel about that? Were you on edge at all during any of that?
I got shaky. My legs were tossing around the fucking desk. I was hitting everything.
Spilling your drink everywhere, as I would do in that situation. So, in the final, so you're still going to go through to the final now, where the winner will be between the Spartan and Dos Caras. Personally, who do you think will go through and face you in the final?
To be honest, I think it would be Dos Caras. Like, I think he has more of a aggressive play style. As for Spartan, I'm not too sure. I haven't really seen him fight. Yeah.
Well, there you are. So there you are. One final question. Can I have that hat, please? Burning Flames Bullet Buzz.
No, get away from me. Oh, but one thing. Well, okay. Well, interview over. All right.
Yeah, I think this will be a very, very interesting fight as Dos Caras and Spartan are fairly close together in win percentage, so this should be a very, very good match. And, Dos Caras finished second best last season and qualified for the finals in the Backyard Brawl. Does he stand a chance to beat Musique if he does make it to the finals?
Well, the thing about Dos Caras is that, I mentioned earlier when we were talking about Spot now, he needs to focus his awareness much more on the ring instead of being a joker around the ring, because it's been costing him a lot of this is the weirdest practice round I've ever seen. I don't know what's going on. But,
yeah.
As I said, that's kind of Dos Caras' personality. He's our residential goofball. He's the leader of the Pudis Pow movement. He started off as a guy who would lose in the first round and we wouldn't hear from him again until the next tournament where he would lose again. But now he's one of the best. And it's that, that Joker attitude, the rope-a-dope kind of tactics that have made him that kind of success. And, Spartan's on the rough patch, as we said. If Spartan can, what's the word I'm looking for? Spartan doesn't turn around here tonight. Dos Caras has every reason to get to the finals. He has every reason to beat Musique. I think he can do it. I don't know, though. We'll have to wait and see. Because this practice round is giving me no indication, because these guys are goofing everywhere right now.
Yeah, this is very interesting. This is a very, very serious match. And, well, to put it frankly, they are messing around, not warming up. Maybe it's more of a mental game, trying to trick each other into thinking somebody isn't serious. We have to see what will happen. And one last question I have for you is, Spawn is the defending Clash champion and is the only boxer to win back-to-back tournaments. Does this give him an advantage tonight?
Well, history says yes, it would. This is typically the spot in the season where Spaten heats up. This is the spot where he becomes Spaten. It brings out the Gator roll. And, you're new here, but, here's what he does. He brings people in, and he doesn't let them go. He throws them into the corner and wallops on them. History says he's got a good chance here tonight. But, again, it's a thing Is it history or what it is now? Are we going to see the Spartan of old, or is this the new Spartan of loserdom here to stay? We'll have to wait and see.
Alrighty, and the match has begun. Both people being very cautious, but Spartan is going straight for him, but it looks like it did not pay off, as Dos Caras was very, very defensive and defended himself very well.
Indeed, that was kind of a reversal of strategy there. The Gator rule came out there from Dos Caras. Spartan came in, and Spartan was not let go of. As I said, he's gonna have to focus here. Running in and being uber aggressive like that, I don't think that's the way to do it.
Sun Rebellion may begin. That's a false
And
start.
we have a false start from Spartan. Alrighty, here we go. Second round, and both fighters are playing defensive once again, trying to bait the other one into their territory. And yeah, they're just gonna wait it out. But here we go. Spartan goes in for the kill, but will he get it? No. Once again, Dos Caras defends himself extremely well, and it is looking like the tactic that he's gonna be using.
And that's what I said. Too aggressive out of Spartan. He's not focusing. He's joking around in there. Time to focus, kiddo. Get your head out of the gutters. Let's go. Spartan, you're the champion. Get going.
Alrighty, both fighters coming out of the ring pretty slow. Looks like Dos Caras is going on the offensive, changing up the tactic, but will it pay off for him? No!
Wow.
Looks like defense is gonna be the way to go for both these fighters, as the defensive tactic has been the one to get the points.
Yeah, Spartan was much more focused there coming down the stretch. He picked his moments correctly. He allowed Dos Caras to make some crucial mistakes there, and now he's down. Or not down, but, back. His lead is much shorter, is what I meant to say. I'm tired. I've been typing a paper all day. Excuse me.
Alrighty, both fighters once again coming out very slow. Oh, we have a penalty.
Keep going.
Okay, they're going to keep going.
Okay, the fight will continue. Both fighters doing a defensive strategy once again, as it has been the one to win the rounds. Both fighters just chilling, waiting for the first one to make the move, and Dos Caras hits the first punch. Who will it be? It looks like it might. Ooh. Wow. Spartan comes back to win after receiving the first punch. Unbelievable.
Indeed, but we do have a penalty here. We'll have to see what the penalty is.
Spartan, that was a crouch after the bell. So sadly enough, that round is void.
Alrighty, here we go. Both fighters once again doing the defensive approach, trying to get one of them to bite at first. Spotnik is moving in for the kill. Both of them exchange punches. Who will it be? And it is Spartan, excuse me, who wins the round.
All right. Well, even with the round restarted, he still gets the win. Spot is getting back into his rhythm. This is the Spot we've all been waiting to see. He said he was tilted in chat. He was very upset with that controversial call, but now it didn't look like it affected him all that much.
Alrighty, here we go. This has been a very, very defensive fight. Unlike the first one, both of them just waiting for the other to bite, yeah, getting closer and closer. Yeah, words are hard. And it looks like Spartan will win the round.
The round, yeah. As I said, he's focused now. This is what Spartan can do when he's not goofing around. I think that anger has kind of honed him in on Dos Caras, and now Spartan is on the comeback. Dos Caras has got to figure something out here to slow down Spartan.
Alrighty, here we go. Once again, we're seeing that defensive tactic. Both players getting around each other, trying to get an angle, trying to lean in, and looks like, who will it be? Oh my lord. Wow.
Well, that's good.
I mean,
come back.
This is now going to be a huge fight. Spartan versus Musique in the finals. As we wait for Ridge to get into the ring there. I'm excited now.
Musique didn't give me his hat. I'm so upset. So, Spartan, my boy, the big boy, one who retained his win from the Clash. You're over in the final against Musique, the man who whooped Ice's Butox's 6-0. Does that bother you at all going into this?
Not really at all. What bothers me more is like that call. Like seriously. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I still really hate that call because we both did crouch right near the beginning. I don't care about the timing. The timing is irrelevant to the fact that we both crouched at the beginning. So in that case, it gets nullified. It makes the sense. But besides that, I have an ability, okay, to not get super pissed off. Sure, I did say I was tilted a little bit, but you know, Musique might have had a hand in our boys' loss there, because what he ended up doing was accidentally calming me down by saying someone farted outside my window. So then, like, through that, I remembered the technique, right? Listen, and that technique is turning anger, right, into just pure motivation, not like frustration, but just letting it like not settle in, releasing it, and focusing on what I could do better. So I drew that, right?
Yeah.
I decided those Karos had like a sort of really defensive playstyle, right? So and that sort of was his plan to go against me. I believe Mel Yellow sort of did this sort of same thing. So like what I started doing was like I played the little dance in the neutral, you know. Oh, we both stay back and stuff. But as soon as I see them, just head into one of these little death traps you guys call corners, right? It's over. You see, I just mosey on over. Hi, are you dead? Yes, they are. Okay, and that is all. That is the strategy. Long story short, stay out of the corners.
I am enlightened. One more question. Can I have that hat?
It costs like $3 on the Steam market.
Welcome back. I definitely did not have my mic muted, and I'm definitely not eating food right now. So, what do you think's gonna happen?
Well, blatantly obvious. Go. Oh my gosh! I'm going to get fired for this. Shut up, Ridge. I'm gonna get fired after this one. Okay, so as these two guys get underway here, as I just said, probably the fight of the century coming up here. If you would have told me that this match was going to happen at the beginning of the yesterday, I would have thought that this was going to be a blowout. Because as I said, Spot wasn't looking that good, Musique was looking unstoppable, and it just didn't look that very promising. But now, Spartan's gaining ground on Musique. Musique just had a very, very close call with Locktrap, which came down to a very controversial decision at the end of the match. And Spartan, on the other hand, handily defeating Dos Caras in very convincing fashion here. You know, this match just got much, much, much closer than what it was a day ago. So it's going to be very interesting to see this one play out.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, Musique has already won one tournament. How do you think that's going to play into how he's going to be thinking this match?
Well, you know, typically a lot of people, yes, at the beginning of yesterday, Fedora, as in yesterday when it started. Stop trying to correct me. I tell you, man, where do we find these guys to run these boxing leagues around here? Terrible. Jeez. Goodness gracious. Fedora runs the league like Tyson commentates. Ow! Okay, anyways. As I was saying, he doesn't get that joke. Tyson Rocket. Very good one. Okay, so as I was saying, Musique a lot of people tend to like not care once they've qualified for the finals, like, oh, they've won a tournament, they've won this, I don't have to try the rest of the season. But Musique isn't like that. He's a very, very proud fighter. He takes his heavy work very seriously. He's a competitive heavy main, I'm pretty sure, and you know he runs the Heavy Warriors, I'm pretty sure as well. Isn't that you? Yes, I'm correct on that. Yes, I do know my facts. It's on a notebook here. You know, he's a very proud fighter. I have a feeling that he's going to give his all going into this fight. I don't think that previous win is going to play into this one at all. It's just him and this ugly, ugly man in the lime green beard.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we go! The round for the finals! Starting off very offensive with Musique going in for the kill, and he will win the first round.
That was very aggressive there from Musique. He found himself pretty much in every corner of the boxing ring of that fight. You know, he was all over the place. He was confusing Spaten. Spaten tried to even it up, but it wasn't enough. You know, Spaten's going to have to be ready for that. Get that Gator roll back going. I haven't seen the Gator roll in so long for this guy.
Alrighty, here we go. Musique going in deep, going for the kill. Will it pay off, though? It does not look like it, and Spaten will take the second round.
Alright, now he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Adapt to the play of Musique. Spaten there, very, very comfortable in the position of defense. He got the Gator roll back going. Musique missed a few times, and Spaten refused to let go. Now Musique's going to have to change his strategy up a little bit heading into the next few rounds.
Alrighty, here we go. Third round. Musique going in. Both fighters switching around each other. Who will it be? It looks like it's going to be very, very close, and Musique takes this round. Very interesting strategy.
Indeed, he picked his moments more that time. A very, very good blend of strategy, waiting, and aggressiveness. As I said, this is going to be a game of adaptation. Spaten just adapted last time, he got the win. Musique adapts this time, he gets the win. It's going to be very interesting to see how this one turns out now going forward.
Alright, here goes the fourth round. Musique being very aggressive. Both fighters going into the mid-ground. Who will win a very, very close match as two fighters were within one punch, and Musique takes the round.
Right on. Musique threw him off again there. Spaten was expecting a little bit more of a strategic wait-around match, and Musique just goes barreling again and puts him down very quickly. Musique's changing his strategy from round to round. You don't know which Musique you're going to get. That's a very great skill to have as a heavy boxer, and it's paying off as he's up now 3-1 on Spaten.
Alrighty, here we go. Musique being very aggressive, but backing off. Both fighters exchanging in the middle. Looks like Musique is going to take it. He had such a large lead there at the beginning, landing 2 punches in a row, and he takes the round. He only needs 2 more wins to win.
Yeah, Spaten's just kind of unraveling right now. He's been off guard. He's flustered. I don't know if he's still a little heated about that call at the beginning of the last round. You know, he seemed very adamant about it in the previous interview, but we're gonna have to see if he can turn this around. He turned it around last time. Maybe he can do it around this time.
Alright, here we go. Musique being very aggressive, but once again, backing off. This has been the strategy he has been using the whole time. Musique lands the first punch and the second, and he looks like he will take it away. Wow, wow. Looks like Musique might dominate this tournament.
It doesn't just look like it. He is. That's 4 victories in a row in Team Fortress 2 terms. That is a domination. He's now up 5-1 on Spaten. Lights shut. The window is shutting now for Spaten. He was going to need a miracle to come back at this point.
This is a must-win for Spaten. This is it or nothing. Okay, looks like he lands the first punch, the second punch. This is going to be very close, and Spaten just barely makes it out of there. His hopes are now maybe within reach.
I would say it's in reach, yeah, but I mean, this is
pretty
just
far.
He's got 4 more rounds to win in a row. He is going to need to dominate this guy and more. I don't know if he can do it. He certainly can, but I mean, we'll see.
All right, this is another must-win for Spaten, as he's going to probably play cautious and try to get that first punch in. I think he does. He gets the first punch. This is going to be very close. Once again, it looks like Spaten is going to take it. It might be. Spaten might be going for a comeback and maybe even the win.
Okay. One. Okay, that was one. Now it's two. Now it's not completely out of the options. He's still got a lot of ground to make up here, though, but don't go away just yet. Now, folks, this looks like it might turn out very good.
Alrighty, it's another must-win for Spaten and a must-win for Musique if he wants to win it. It looks like Musique will take the title, and he does.
That
was brutal.
That was very brutal end to that match. Musique, he got tired of toying around and he said, "We're done with this. We're doing it now." You know, I don't mean to be like this Debbie Downer, but Musique, he's looked unstoppable. Looked so good. But if there's one good thing for the rest of the NHBL league, it's this. Musique looked fallible tonight. He was one punch, one call away from not even being in this match to begin with. Locktrap could have beat him. Spaten was making a comeback on him. Musique just won the entire thing. Yes, congratulations to him. That's huge. But, this was the thing everybody was expecting. And, of course, it happens. But if I'm the rest of the league, I perk my head up a little bit here. Because this proves that they've got a chance. Congratulations to Musique, though. Utter domination on his end. He's looked unstoppable thus far, but there's been a few moments tonight. Maybe it's not all done yet.
All right, that's one warning. Spun, are you ready? Look at me. Thank you. The scars, are you ready? The scars, are you ready?
Fight like big man.
Oh my freaking!
Well, the referee was not joking around when he said these two were basically misfits and mess around a lot.
Hey,